Hello everybody and welcome back to I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. We return. Last time we worked on just exploring and grabbing some stuff so that we could actually raise our friendship with people. Oh, also Sim died, but he's back now, so it's fine. And we're going to continue onward from that. We are going to start searching for friendship opportunities with the new three. Mainly just doing stuff with them and hoping that will get us some friendship along the way, because we need to speed run through their friendship. Luckily, it's not going to be too hard. We already have all of them almost up to 30. Which is very good considering everyone else is around the 70s area, except for Decent Tangent, but they don't count, because they're just awesome. And Sim, who's at 100, but that's because he's my alien boyfriend, even if he doesn't remember that yet. He will eventually. But for now, let's just get started. I'm gonna see if there's anyone to gift, and any more interactions we can do, and then after that, we'll start with, probably Nomi. Or maybe Rex. Stop calling me Vase's crony. I'm literally giving you stuff. I'm your friend. You follow the sounds of laughter and find Nomi and Rex playing catch. Or maybe the word for the game they're playing is more like fetch. Nomi throws the ball as far as they can and Rex tears after it, climbing and leaping over anything in his way like it's not even there. Rex hands the ball back to Nomi, and Nomi winds up to throw it again, but at the last second they palm the ball and hide it under their arm. Rex barrels off away from Nomi with his ground-eating stride and gets pretty far away before he stops and looks around, confused. He looks back at Nomi, who waggles the ball at him and bursts out laughing. "Nomi!" he shouts, running back to them. He picks them up and hauls them over his shoulder, and Nomi shrieks with delight as Rex spins them around. Two Helio kids in their crisp uniforms pass by, glaring archly at Nomi and Rex. Rex sets Nomi down and then spots you over Nomi's shoulders. "Well, hey, it's Yavi," he says, and Nomi turns around and gives you a stunningly bright smile. Rex slings his arm over Nomi, and Nomi lays their head on his shoulder. They're both breathless and beaming with happiness. "What's the deal with your Helio friends?" Rex and Nomi look at each other and stick out their tongues. "They aren't our friends," Rex replies, shrugging. "All they want to do is act like mindless little soldiers and measure each other's dicks." He rolls his eyes. "There's so many more fun things to do with." Nomi thumps Rex in the chest. "Don't be gross," they whine. "Sorry, Nomi," Rex apologizes. "I just mean, we don't need anyone else. Ever since we were kids, it's been me and Nomi here. They're my best friend. I love them like my sibling." Nomi smiles shyly and hides their face. "Rex is my best friend, too." "Aw, buddy," Rex coos and wraps his whole body around Nomi's smaller one. He kisses them noisily on the cheek, snuffling into their hair while Nomi shrieks with laughter again. "We were always the odd ones on the Heliopause," Rex says. "People thought we were weird, you know? You probably don't see it because everyone is so awesome here, but compared to the rest of those smug, boring jerks, we really stuck out. But I'd rather be different than be like them." He looks down at Nomi, who beams up at him. "And I gotta be different with my best friend, which was awesome. We just hung out together and had our own fun while everyone else trained to be proper little soldiers. Right, Nomi?" Nomi frowns. "Like Vase and all his cronies," they say quietly. "It wasn't all fun and games." Rex shushes Nomi and strokes his hand through their hair. "I know," he says, "but that's in the past. We don't have to grow up to be soldiers. We're here now, and there's so many more people to be friends with." He shoots you a smile. "Like Yavi. Yeah, I'm your friend." Rex smiles and holds his other arm out to you. "Group hug!" Rex gives really good hugs, and Nomi's no slouch either. Heck yeah, friendship raise. "Hello." Nomi is in their usual spot in the lounge, surrounded by their steadily growing collection of body pillows and stuffed animals. They're curled up with their arms around a giant plushy creature, and seem to be scrolling listlessly through the movies available in the Colony Media Archive. "Find anything good?" "No," Nomi sighs, tipping over onto their side. "Not since I finished all of Maidstocker Ares. I can't believe it ended on a cliffhanger. I didn't know the stratosphere had left Earth before the series finished ending," Nomi whines. "You have every episode except for the two-parter season finale." They bury their face against the plushie. "Now I'll never know how it ends," they sniffle. It's not fair that we'll never have any new shows to watch." "This isn't about the show, is it?" Nomi wipes their eyes and heaves a big sigh. "Yeah," they say, not meeting her eye. "I guess that's kinda true. It just reminds me that, they pick at a thread of their plushie. "You know," they continue quietly, "that, everything ends, and sometimes it's a lot sooner than you expected. When I got here, I remember looking at your huge media library and thinking, wow, galactic, I'm never gonna run out of things to watch. It felt like the whole world was still ahead of me, ready to be discovered. A new planet, new people, a new life." Nomi digs their fingers into their plushie. "Now it feels like everything's just on fire all the time, and everyone is always on my case about how I need to grow up. What's so bad about being innocent? Why does everyone have to be so grim all the time? They wipe their eyes again angrily. And I don't get any more episodes of this stupid show I like. It's not fair. I get that. It's hard. Nomi nods, their chin wobbling as they try to keep it together. Yeah, they say, tipping their head up to the ceiling and trying to put on a brave smile. Thanks for getting it, Yabby. I get it too hard. It's a lot. Have a crystal. Crystals hide the sadness. Oh. Vase is in the garrison lounge. Oh. Aww. That's the one thing I don't have a lot of. Vase is in the garrison lounge, taking up a whole table with his schoolwork, the way he acts like he emerged from the womb armed to the teeth. It's a little jarring to see him doing something as pedestrian as homework. He sees you and waves you over. Oh, Yabby, you care about all this Xeno shit, he says. Can you help me with this? I could give it a shot. You struggle to make sense of Vase's homework. The milk capacity and reproduction cycle of a float cow? Dorpspoth migration patterns? Hop-eye communication? You haven't learned any of this stuff yet. Vase watches your face go on a journey as you realize you're in over your head. He laughs and closes his palm, and the projection out of his homework winks out of existence. Guess you're not as dweeby as I thought, he says. It's 2 liters a day, by the way, he says. At your questioning look, he adds, the first question, float cow milk production, for when you get there. All right, dweebus. Apparently, Vase knows a lot more about xenobiology than he's letting on. He snickers at your shocked expression. What, you think I'm an idiot who only knows how to hit things? He says, teasing. Not knowing anything about the enemy is the best way to get yourself killed out there. He leans in, a conspiratorial smile on his face. I just wanted to see if you would help. Oh, baby, I love me a big, dumb man. Vase throws his head back and laughs, then looks you up and down appraisingly. Get it, Yabby? You know, Vase says, I actually thought this xenobiology bullshit was going to be hard. First thing I did when I found out that I had to take Xeno B was go to that hippie Cal to see if we could work out a deal. You know, he does my homework, I get the guys to lay off him bugging about how he's a prissy little shit, that kind of thing. Vase scoffs. Gotta hand it to the guy, he can get loud when he's angry. He said we're a bunch of violent, thoughtless thugs and he hates us and everything we stand for. Can you believe it? He wouldn't even waste his time buggering float cows or whatever the hell he gets up to in geophonics if it weren't for soldiers protecting his stupid ass. He can be king shit of Knoll Hill if he wants to be, Vase concludes, shrugging. I don't need anyone help. Well, or maybe, and you know, maybe, this is just me spitballing here, Vase, or maybe, despite our differences, we can respect people in the positions and opinions that they have as people. That's just a cool, crazy idea that I've been throwing around in my head. I don't know, maybe think about it a little bit, okay? Alright, I'm out of here. I'm gonna go do something else. Robots? Yes. You're honestly pumped for your first day in the robotics lab. It's actually not our first day, but we were very sad last time we came here because Sim was dead, so maybe you forgot. There wasn't enough room in the shadow for a proper lab, so for most of your life you've been warned that the bots the colony relies on, like the watering bots and the hover lifts, will eventually all break down for good. With a fully functioning robotics lab, you should be able to keep those bots active for a lot longer. Plus there's all sorts of unused bots in here. You look around and wonder at the wide array of chassis and shells. Maybe one day you'll even be able to create new robots of your own. You can't wait to show off what you can do. Hal gets you started along with Congruence, who helps with the programming. I'm really just her hands, Hal says, laughing jovially. She's the brains behind the operation. Oh, please, Congruence chirps. If anything, we're partners in crime. Where would I be without you, Hal? So what are you excited to work on, Yabby? Programming is super cool. Isn't it? Congruence agrees. You could do anything in the digital world. Translating it to the physical world is another challenge, but I promise you're going to learn so much about bot code. Hal lets you putter to your heart's content, happy to let you work at your own pace while he grades projects from his engineering class. If you have questions, Congruence answers them with her supernatural patience and cheer. You spend the day getting to know your way around the robotics lab, meeting all the bots you're going to be working with. These broken, forgotten bots just need a little TLC. And I'm here to give it to them and get myself a robot pet, hopefully. I hope we could get there. I hope so. That's the main reason I want to do this and not photophoners. Now, for Tumnalia! Everyone's in high spirits as you decorate the colony square. The great tables are piled high with food, groaning under the weight of heaps of roasted and steamed vegetables, barbecued meat, stews, and carafes of mulled cider. The cakes dripping with frosting and sugarbug syrup. You gather in the colony square for the usual speeches. Lum takes to the stage to fanfare and applause. "Hello, people of Vertumnalia," he explains over the dim. "Happy Vertumnalia." Oh, I said that twice. He takes a big, theatrical breath. "Do you smell that? That's the smell of victory. We humans have secured our hold on this planet, and now it's time to celebrate." Lum gestures to the sagging feast tables. "Eat, drink, and be merry." The crowd cheers again. Oh, I forgot this was this year. After the council members each give their annual reports, everyone starts clearing the square to set up for the Vertumnalia games. You feel the pulse of a new holo message in your palm and open it up to read. "Happy Vertumnalia, there's a present for you on the table. XOXO, your secret admirer." I've been flirting with so many people, who could it be? You rush over to the feast table and spot a wrapped present in among the roasted vegetables. "Wow, you have a secret admirer?" You unwrap the present. It's a databand. You snap it on your wrist and boot it up on your holopalm. It's full of all your favorite songs, videos, shows, and games. A collection curated by someone who must really know you. Now you'll always have your media with you, even if the net goes down, including all your favorite episodes of The Rise and Fall of Sanctuary Moon. Nice! You search the holopalm for any hint as to who could have made it, but you can't find anything. You'll have to ask around, but later, the games are about to begin. You assemble with the others for the annual games. What do you choose this year? Well, let's see. Nemi is close to what I want her to be at least 80. Vase is the lowest right now, so I think I'm gonna do Xeno Wrangling. I don't really want to, but it's better than these other options. Nemi and Vase are your competitors this year. They've both been training hard. It can't be any harder than wrestling. Oh, sorry, wrong voice. It can't be any harder than wrestling you, Vase says, and Nemi goes red and punches him in the arm. That is such a different tone. The people are watching gasp as the animal is brought out from the pens. It's a Unisar, and a starving one from the looks of it. It growls and snaps its teeth at its handlers. Full Unisars are docile creatures. Hungry Unisars are mindless rage machines. They eat like snakes, swallowing large prey whole and using their inner mouths to rip it up. This one is hungry enough to swallow you whole, if it catches you. Luckily, this one looks so hungry that it's weaker than usual to give the competitors a chance. Ah, animal cruelty, don't we love it? I have enough flowers to do this. Let's see. Dang it, I might fail. No, wait. I could do this. I can always get more mushwood. Oh, so close. There we go. Yes! I just really wanted to win. Lassoing the Unisar is relatively easy, but you end up running around forever trying not to get skewered by its horn. You have to yank hard on the rope to wear it down before you can even try to ride it. There are a few moments where you realize your life is in actual danger. These Unisars are no joke. You end up wounding the Unisar with your clumsy attempts to wrestle it, but you didn't want to die. What were you supposed to do? After the festivities, everyone descends on the feast. You heap your plate with more food than you can eat in 3 sittings. When all the food is gone and the sunset has broken the heat of the day, people break out their instruments. Everyone dances well into the night. Alright, now who could be the databand person? Also, shop gadgets. Nice, I might do that. Oh, also, shop clothes. Nice, I might do that. Who could have given me the databand? Who? My first instinct is Dees. But I have been flirting with Vase a lot too, but he isn't, would he? I don't know, let's figure it out. You find Dees loading some equipment into the expedition's vehicle. He nods at you as you approach before going back to his work. Someone gave you the databand. It might have been Dees. Are you my secret admirer? Dees doesn't meet your eyes. So what if I was? Don't make a big deal about it. But I like you too. Dees stops and turns towards you slowly, like he can't believe your words. What? Why? I just do. Dees looks back at you in shock, then looks away, breathing out shakily. Okay, he mutters, his cheeks turning pink. Cool, I guess. Aw, he's so bashful. Does anyone have a birthday? Okay, you're early dust. You're late dust, so I gotta wait a little bit. Late wet, early wet, late pollen, early pollen, mid dust. Oh, Nomi's birthday is now! Birthday! Birthday, 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 birthday. I've got a magical crystal for you. Dun, 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 birthday. And I believe I can gift Nemi again. I cannot. I was a liar. I was wrong. I was stupid and wrong. Alright, what's in the store? Is there anything I want to save for? Draw 1 extra card plus 30 bravery. 50 combat plus 30 engineering. Plus 10 reasoning plus 15 to all skills. The brain trainer could be good. And we're gonna get kudos doubled, so if we do stuff that specifically gives us money, we might be able to raise our things. So we did stuff with Nomi. Let's see, where's everyone's... Okay, 38, 34, 33. Oh, guys, you really need your friendship up. Nomi is the highest right now, which I appreciate. But also, I need to raise your guys' friendship. So let's see. Why don't we work construction? 10 kudos, so that's gonna be 20 kudos. And then... 20 more. We should be able to get one of the things we want. Seek gets everyone together to discuss plans for the next big project, the next phase of construction in the living quarters. You were lucky to get moved during the first phase, if only because your old quarters were crushed by a giant monster, but the people from the heliopods have gradually started transferring from their crowded bunks to bigger rooms. The colony needs a massive construction effort to get everything built, not just sleeping areas, but larger suites for families, kitchenettes, communal and private toilets, and bathing rooms. Speaking of the Helios, oh, I can't wait to have my own room. Rex is here and he's pumped. He keeps jostling eagerly from foot to foot. I've never had my own room before. All of us spacer kids slept in family-style barracks until we were old enough to go to the juvenile barracks. I've never had privacy. Woof, man. His eyes go wide. You guys must have parties all the time. I can't wait to have a party in my room. You're gonna love construction, Yabby. What are you looking forward to the most? Designing a beautiful room. Yeah, Rex replies. I like that part too. I like imagining how people will actually use the space I'm making, he adds. Is it gonna be a family? Are there little kids or old people? What are they gonna do there? He tugs his ear and smiles. I grew up in a barracks. I know what it's like to feel like your space doesn't fit right. I want everyone's spaces to feel good for them. Heck yeah, none of this cookie cutter stuff. I'm lazy. I just want the money. Alright, it's Cal's birthday. Oh, I should get him a cake for double. Hang on now. That'll take away from our money, but you know what? We could always get more money. There are no cakes for sale. I am a fool. I used them up. I at least have a bobber fruit. +4 friendship is not too bad, not too shabby. 76. Alright, what about, does guard duty pay? Because I'll totally do guard duty if it pays. If not, I'm walking away. 18 kudos. Oh, baby. Nemi won't shut up about Vase. He's so smart, he's so cool. He's so much more mature than all the other boys in the colony. If she weren't your friend, you'd stuff her into the recycler. You're not sure how much more hero worship you can take. But you are her friend, so you just smile and bear it. It's nice that she cares so much about someone, after Calm. True, very true. If only it was just someone else. $36 kudos, heck yeah. Alright, time for some birthdays. Well, just gifting also. What's up, Mars? You're looking for Mars, so you just follow the sound of arguing until you track her down outside the bridge. I can't believe how short-sighted you're all being, she fumes. Do you think we could just take this planet by force by killing everything that threatens us? It's like you've never thought about anything other than your own ego for 1 second in your life. Who do you think you are? Lum roars. You'd all be dead in the ground if it weren't for me and my soldiers. We're the only thing standing between this colony and destruction. That's the problem, Mars retorts, sticking her finger in Lum's face. You only care about defense, and not about growth. She gestures wildly all around her. This place is a backwater. There's nothing here worth protecting, she continues. We need to start thinking about economic and social policies that encourage growth and creativity, or all we're ever going to do is scrape by a miserable existence on this stupid fungus rock. What do you think we're doing? Lum counters. We can't grow until the enemy is defeated. There will be time for all of your... He waves his hand at Mars's extravagant outfit. Nice jewelry and fancy clothing when our work is done. He crosses his arms, looking smug. You think you can just walk in here and tell me what to do, little girl? You don't know the first thing about what it's like to run a colony. You just play pretend. At Mars's shocked look, he continues. Yeah, I know all about you and your little club, Lum sneers. You're a rich little princess playing politics. You should go back to what you're good at, looking pretty. Let her fight her own battles. Mars can murder him. At least I'm doing politics and not just jerking off with my buddies about killing things, Mars spits. If every eye in the room wasn't on her before, it is now. While Lum is sputtering, Mars tosses her hair over her shoulder and smirks. See? It's not so nice when other people do it, is it? Mudslinging politics is so old Earth, she coos. But don't worry, I don't take your lack of class personally. Get out, Lum roars, and Mars turns on her heel and leaves command, grabbing you on the way out. Thank you, I didn't want to be left behind after that. I like to imagine that Soul is just standing there clapping while she's doing that. Like, yeah, go Mars, fucking kill him! Alright, I'm actually going to use this month to run and do a double check on Sim, see if he's anywhere and if we can kiss again. But I'll be right back. Oh, hang on, never mind. You're walking through the colony when you see a blur of color and motion at the corner of your vision. Bang! Nomi collides with you in a catastrophe of flailing limbs and high-pitched squealing, sending you both sprawling to the ground. Oh my gosh! Nomi exclaims. They immediately get to their hands and knees and begin to collect the papers that exploded out of their hands when they fell. I'm so sorry! Sometimes my brain is off doing its own thing and I don't watch where I'm running. Ah! They exclaim, dusting off their piece of toast and shoving it back in their mouth. Gotta eat breakfast, even when you're late! Don't even worry about it. Nomi giggles and continues to collect their scattered papers, their faces bright red. Okay, if you say so. Thanks, Yabby. If I had the genetic enhancement like everyone else, I would be able to watch where I'm going. Nomi gets to their feet and offers you a hands up, and then brushes the dust off of you. I actually don't know what my genetic enhancement is, or even if I have one at all. My parents decided to lock my medical files from when I was a baby because they had this wild idea that they wanted me to grow up without feeling like I had to be, perfect. They think it's rude for parents to make that choice for their kids. That's really smart. Yeah, I think so too, Nomi replies, smiling brightly. Sometimes I think about what kind of cool superpower I wish I had, but most of the time I just assume my parents just avoiding telling me they gave me the superpower of being turbo awesome. Nomi wiggles their eyebrows. Maybe I'm just like Galactic Cyber Prince Umiyama, and one day a talking Hopeye will come tell me I have to defeat the Mecha Ultra Nether Beings. Nomi starts walking with you, talking animatedly with their hands. I know my parents just wanted me to know that I can be anything I want when I grow up, and I don't have to be super strong or super smart in order to be happy. They always told me, nothing and nobody knows what's good for Nomi except Nomi, and I think that's true. They stop and turn to you, looking serious for a moment. Sometimes it does kind of feel like, well, Nomi squints up into the sky. Sometimes I wonder if I'm only good at something because I have some kind of secret advantage I don't know about. Or sometimes I think the opposite, like, if I'm not very good at something, I'll feel angry because maybe I could have been good at it. If I was really bad on the Helio, because everyone really was good at something, usually things like marching and shooting stuff, I thought maybe it would feel different here, where there are people with all kinds of skills, but... They sigh. No matter what I try, someone is already way better at it, so I just feel like I suck at everything. Everyone sucks at first. It's the first step to being kind of good at something, Nomi says brightly. That's from a show I used to watch. And I guess I don't suck at everything. They strike a pose with an imaginary laser pistol. I'm really good at laser fable. Pew pew! I'm glad. Also, thanks for stopping me, Nomi, because I just realized that I have one more month to actually, like, double my kudos. So I'm gonna do that. What should I do? Friendship, check. 36, 39, 40. Alright, Vase, you get more attention. Don't think this means anything, though. There's part of the new garrison you're not supposed to visit, deep underground where the colony keeps dangerous animals that have been captured by the hunting parties and brought back to be studied. These aren't cheerful fields where newly domesticated bristlebugs and float cows live out their day in peace and luxury. It's a grim place, filled with wild, furious creatures pacing in circles, lashing at the reinforced glass, shooting acid from their wherevers. You know this because Security Chief Rhett has brought you here today, past many secure doors so he can show you what you're up against. You should assume everything outside the walls is trying to kill you, he says gravely. Even if it doesn't look like it wants to sting or bite you, that doesn't mean it can't spray acid, release poisonous spores, liquefy your insides with a sonic blast, or release a deadly neurotoxin. He points at you. If you don't know what it is, expect it's deadly. If you do know what it is, you should know how to kill it before it kills you. He teaches you about various xenofauna, their habitat, behavior, natural defenses, and weaknesses. Like always, he throws a lot of info at you and just expects you to be able to remember it flawlessly, right away. There will be a test, he says when you ask. It'll be when you meet these monsters in the wild, and if you fail that test, you're dead. In fact, Rhett says, studying you ominously, you should be tested. Pop quiz, Yabby. Which animal has venom sacs and can camouflage itself so well you're likely to step on it? Don't worry, you won't die if you get this quest wrong today. A snap ladder? Correct, Rhett says with a smile. They're like leg hold traps. They catch their prey by waiting for it to walk on top of them. Then they snap shut and hold their prey until it gives in. Adult snap ladders can move slowly, but it makes them ornery, especially when they're heavy with eggs. The young are too small to hunt like this, but they have venom sacs. It's not too dangerous to humans unless you fall into a whole nest of them. He raises his eyebrow. I don't suggest you do that. I wasn't going to, but I appreciate your faith in me. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. That's a lot of money. Oh, yeah. Alright, whose birthday is? Birthday. You guys are late wet. Oh, you're already at 90. Jeez. Oh, we're definitely gonna get everyone where they need to be. Is it Vase's? Oh, it is Vase's birthday. Perfection. I have a gift for you. It's not cake, but it'll have to do. Who told you it was my birthday? Oh! You're walking through the garrison when a wall of trophies catches your eye. When you take a closer look, you notice that all of the awards are for various combat skill competitions. Vase's name features regularly on all of them. You hear Vase's heavy bootsteps clang behind you. Heliopause's star brawler. Every year since they let me start competing, he says. He taps on the glass. That one, I had a bet that if I won, I could give away anything on the duty roster for 1 month after every opponent I knocked out. I didn't see a potato peeler for a year. He smirks. They stopped betting against me after that. Vase crosses his arms and looks at the wall of trophies. He nudges your arm. Do you want to hear about the first fight I ever won? Yes, of course, Vase. Tell me about your exploits in battle. I know I don't look it, but I was a small kid, wimpy, scrawny. I was always getting pushed around by the older kids. Well, one day, those older kids decided that if I was going to play soldier, they were going to haze me like one. Vase snorts. It was 4-on-1, all of them bigger and stronger than me, but they underestimated me. Didn't take a lot of strength to break a man's arm, Vase continues. He shoots you a look, holding your eye. He cried like a little bitch about it, too. His voice goes higher, mocking. Boo-hoo-hoo. He slaps you on the back. And you know what? It felt great. And you know, we have heard both sides of the story now, because the person whose arm he broke was Rex's. And I must say, I am not inclined to believe your telling of events. I mean, I know it's very much a he said situation, because we can't really confirm either person's stance, unless Nomi says something that I don't know about, but I don't think they do. So it's kind of a he said, but honestly I'm more inclined to believe Rex, just because Rex isn't all of this. But, you know, we don't know for sure. We don't know. And I kind of like it that way. It's kind of like, who do you believe? And who do you trust more? But for this, I'm gonna, wow, you're so cool. Vase smiles widely. Hell yeah, I am. It worked, though. That kid whose arm I broke, no one gives a shit about him anymore. He dropped out of the combat program and everyone started including me in training exercises instead. And then when I hit my growth spurt, Vase throws back his head and laughs. Did they ever eat shit? He reaches down and grabs himself between his legs. Oh, God! He winks at you. Thanks to Daddy Gene Tech, nobody doubts I'm the goddamn man anymore, if you catch my drift. Oh god, I gotta get out of here. Oh god. It's there, it's right, oh god, put it away, put it away. Hi Deese, can I talk to someone I actually like, please? You spot Deese about to head out on expeditions. He's carrying a full backpack with a second one at his feet full of surveying equipment. As you approach, you realize he's writing in a notebook. An actual notebook, with paper and everything, braced on his knee with one foot on his equipment. He looks up at you as you approach and closes his notebook, slipping it into the jacket pocket over his heart. Oh, hey, Abby, he says, and tucks the pen behind his ear. Are you coming too? That's cool. Maybe we'll be posted near each other. What were you writing? Just stuff, Dee says dismissively. I like writing on paper. It feels more real, you know? And it's more private than having everything on your holopalm where people could find it. You beg him for more details. Dee huffs through his nose, but he looks amused. Just stuff, he repeats. How I'm feeling, what the weather is like, what people are doing around the colony. I like observing people. Sometimes I pretend I'm an alien, he continues, and I'm studying how people act so I can blend in. Do you ever write about me? Dee goes red and ducks his head. Well, sure, he says. You're part of the colony, right? And you're my friend, so of course I write about you. You're about to ask to see, but you're interrupted by Utopia calling for all hands to board the expedition vehicles. Dee stoops to pick up the surveying equipment, and then he's gone without another word. He must not want you to know what he's writing about you. Curious. I hope it's something cute. Alright, I'm gonna go see if Sim wants to talk. If not, we're gonna time travel backwards. Let's do time warp again. Actually, I could probably get one. I could get one more round of something in before I actually have to relax. Let's see. 45, 39, 40. We'll do something with Nomi. More Engineering, please. In the robotics lab, Hal and Congruence are like a human couple. They bicker affectionately and share inside jokes, just like your parents used to when you were growing up on the Strato and everything seemed less overwhelming. You always knew Congruence was more advanced than all the other bots put together, but you didn't realize that Assumption was literal. She programs all the bots based off of her own code, so it's almost like they're a part of her. Sometimes, like you're working on a bot, she'll joke that it tickles. As Congruence's hands, you do physical maintenance on the bots. The ones you see most often are vacuum bots, as the colony has gotten much larger and much, much dirtier. They're more likely to get clogged and break down. Then, people have to do more cleaning by hand, which makes them complain to command, which means more maintenance requisitions on your desk. One vacuum bot in particular is just eccentric. It's broken in a way that you can't really permanently fix, but you keep patching it up and sending it back out to serve the colony. You see it in the lab so often you decide to name it Rosie, which is the name of my brother's dog in real life. You stencil the bot's name on its chassis and send it on its merry way. There you go, little Rosie. See you again in a few days. Yes, Rosie! You will be my friend. Friendship with Nomi. And I've got birthday gifts. Oh! You find Tang puzzling over a large holoscreen, making notes on her hollow eye and frowning over them. As you approach, she gestures to wipe the holoscreen clean and starts again. Ugh, she sighs, taking a break to rub her temples. Okay, Tang, come on, think. You come up beside her and she startles. Oh, Yabi, hello, she says. I'm in the riddle of running simulations on genetic diversity over the next few generations. You're welcome to see it. It will affect us all, most likely. Tang pulls up the next-gen simulation, a family tree encompassing all the people in the colony, their familiar relationships and genetic conditions. She scrutinizes it with a frown. We have an unusually high amount of hereditary heart disease, no matter how you slice it, she mutters. Luck of the draw. We lost quite a bit of genetic diversity than the original geneticists of the Fortuna project anticipated, and that's not even counting those unwilling or unable to reproduce. She crosses her arms. It's possible to steer the ship out of it, so to speak, but it will take some purposeful breeding choices, at least for 5 or 6 generations. May I verify your data? Tang gives you a curt smile and angles the holoscreen towards you. It sounds crude, she admits, but the colony will need to accept a certain level of oversight in this matter, if we intend to survive, genetically speaking. Artificial insemination of material from Earth donors, even in love matches, for example. You stare at the Geno program until your eyes cross and shake your head. Tang laughs. It's terrifyingly complex, isn't it? She says. Imagine, this process happens all the time, naturally. Why, any sweating beast can squirt a child into the dirt. It's all just proteins and luck, but the end result is this. She waves her hand at the massive chart. It's beautiful in a way. On a long enough timescale, we can predict the genetic drift of a species. In the face of that, what do family bonds matter? Tang laughs bitterly. It's not as if sharing genes with someone guarantees you'll be a strong family unit. Does anyone really like their parents? This sounds a little eugenicsy. Tang looks affronted. What? She sputters. Yabby, surely there's a middle ground between eugenics and everyone dying in preventable genetics diseases, especially in these first critical generations. Cool motive, still eugenics. Tang rolls her eyes. Whatever. I'm still going to run the simulations. Then, when your inbred great-great-great-grandchildren interface with my consciousness that I've uploaded into the colony AI, I can tell them I was right. As for my family, Tang continues, I feel no allegiance to any of them based on blood. If I had no family at all, that would be acceptable. What about Dees? Ugh, Tang says. I'm ashamed we're even related. Literally all he does is go on an expedition and talk to trees. Who even knows where he is right now? Don't you miss your mother? You mean the depressed drunk who died when I was a kid? Tang retorts. No, not at all. If it wasn't for Chief Steward Anne, I probably wouldn't even still be alive. Do you want kids someday? Tang looks thoughtfully at the genogram. Truthfully, I'm not entirely certain I can bear children. There must be limits to my gene-engineered body. I certainly didn't experience puberty to the extent that Mars and Tammy did, for example. Besides, Tang continues, children would only distract me from my work. The chief engineer never had children, after all. I think that's admirable. Tang's gaze flicks over to where Chief Engineer Instance is talking to one of the other lab assistants. In some ways, I'm the child she never had. She is the mother I wished I did have, she says quietly. We became close when we started my gender affirmation process, she continues. It was so obvious then that we were kindred spirits. As I would come in for checkups and observation, we would talk about the science behind the process. Of course I showed an interest in it, and Instance fostered that in me. She supported me. Tang looks down at the ground, unlike my mother, who by that point had ceased to find joy in almost anything. What would I be without Instance? Tang says. The only things I have in life are what she gave me, not just this body, but my passion, my hard work, my achievements. Without her, I would have nothing. I owe her everything. She sounds really important to you. Tang smiles. She is, she replies, more than anyone. Now if you'll excuse me, she says, turning back to the genotype before her, I have our legacy to plan. Who lives, who dies, who tells your story? Alright, Dees needs his birthday gift too. So, here you go. I've been saving this just for you. Happy birthday. Alright, now I need to go relax, and might as well raise our friendship with Tammy and Rex while we're at it. And then it's on to glow. So much fun. Your parents must be some of the busiest adults in the colony. You hardly ever see them unless you visit them in Geophonics. Often in the lounge, you watch Tammy cuddled up with her dad watching a holovid together, and Cal chatting with his mother or one of her partners, and Mars showing off her two dads. Makes you feel a little lonely. Oh. It is the lateness of night, the darkness of glow. Let's do more engineering. You're heading back to your quarters. Oh, nope. I'm gonna ignore the nursing stuff. I don't want to do that. And I don't want to see someone bleed out. I just don't feel like it right now, you know? Maybe tomorrow. Goodness gracious. That's a good one. Oh, baby. Thank you. You're lying in bed, staring at the wormhole through your window when you hear the deep thump resonate through the ground. Then a second one, quieter. The woven roof of your room quivers, unleashing a season's worth of fine, glowing dust to sift through the air. Through your open window, you hear the voices of sounding the alarm. The annual offensive is here. Leading the charge are two massive faceless. I'm gonna join the fray because I think if I hide inside, there may be a chance that I'll get injured, so we're just gonna try. You grab a blast rifle and report to the front, where a line of soldiers has taken up arms and is waiting for orders. The colony prepares to defend itself against two building-scale faceless, as well as a teeming swarm of smaller Xenos that seethe towards you. Hold steady, orders Chief Security Rhett. Keep the line. No, Governor Lum yells, running to the front of the gates to the front of the defensive line. He elbows Rhett out of the way and waves his arms wildly. Bring them closer, draw them in! Rhett stops himself from shoving Lum back, but just barely, you can tell. Are you serious? He retorts. We can't let them any closer into the colony. We're going to fight them on our territory, Lum cries, raising his blast rifle over his head with one hand. We have the walls, let's use them. We'll let them come inside and pick them off one by one. We can't pick off a faceless, Rhett sputters from the sidelines. Lum smiles maniacally. You can see the gleam of his teeth from here. I have a plan, he roars. Just follow my lead. And with that, he turns and begins to run towards the approaching animals, roaring taunts and firing wildly into the fray to draw them close. At a loss, Rhett motions for you all to fall back and let the animals approach. The area just inside the gates becomes a swirling melee of smaller Xenos and blast rifle fire, the two faceless lumbering slowly behind. Stay out of the way! I'm not getting into this. I agreed to come out here just to look at stuff. I didn't agree to come out here and die. You're not exactly a professional soldier, but you manage to hold your own against the Xenos, even though you still scream and retreat when something gets too close. You don't injure any humans with your blast rifle, at least. Out of the artillery smoke wafting over the battlefield, Lum comes running. Here they come, he shouts joyfully, and plows through the gates with two faceless galloping behind him. Without a doubt, idiotic and horrendously dangerous. You can't help it. You hit record on your holopalm and film the ensuing chaos. You catch a glimpse of Chief Rhett putting his hands over his face and sighing. A squad of Helios soldiers takes up the charge and helps shepherd the Faceless into the open area in the middle of the colony. You have horrible flashbacks to the first time you saw a Faceless inside these walls. From the looks of the faces on the other shadows, you're not the only one. Then you're all thrown to the ground by a tremendous explosion. Fire engulfs the center square, roasting the two Faceless in an inferno that blasts the sweat from your pores. Rocks and chunks of dirt patter all around you with the occasional thunk of burning mushwood. These soldiers nearest to the blaze all recoil in surprise. Clearly, no one but Lum knew that the square had been rigged with explosives. You don't think anyone was caught in the blast, but it was close. Lum stands before the blaze, laughing and firing at the two tortured Faceless as they roast to death. You raise your holopalm to capture the image, his silhouette dark against the column of flame and smoke. It was ridiculously and dangerously stupid, but it does look pretty cool in your recorded footage. People filter out of their hiding places, shielding their faces from coming off of the bonfire in the middle of the square. On the horizon, the first watery rays of quiet sunrise are struggling to make a dent in the hot orange glare. The colony's fire suppression system is turned on in the square, revealing the charred corpses of two Faceless. Utopia walks by with a reclamation team, hauling an industrial blast cutter on a hover lift. Did he use a mining explosive? Utopia says in awe. Mighty bold of him. Those things will blow a hole in a mountain. Or a creature, I suppose. She sighs. Wish he could have saved them from mining. That must have been the last of them when we sure can't make more. Then she and her crew are out of earshot as they pick their way down to the blast crater to carve up the Faceless for recycling. Unfortunately, the colony wasn't prepared for such an attack of this magnitude, or the havoc that Governor Lum brought down with those explosives. While everyone was distracted by the pyrotechnics, Xenos got into one of the greenhouses and destroyed the next season's seedlings, and not all the explosions went off. As Utopia's team starts their cleanup, a stray charge suddenly explodes across the field. Shrapnel zip past you and everyone dives for cover. A piece hits you in the thigh. Yee effing stars! Ouch! Oh, so you get injured no matter what, unless you have good defense, which I didn't. As you gingerly check the nasty burn on your leg, you consider that if Utopia was right, at least the garrison's out of explosives to play with. You can't just nanoprint more unstable molecules like those, but how will you defend itself during the next attack? How will the colony defend itself during the next attack is what I meant to say. And I am all grown up with an injured leg. My leg hurty. My leg is very hurty. Alrighty dighty, well we have a lot to do next time. We're going to continue raising our friendships. We're doing pretty good. We've got about 3-ish more years to get everyone up to 100. I think we're going to be able to do it. If we can get the others up to 40 in only like 2 months or 2 years, then we can get them up all the way, and we can get everyone else up all the way too. But that will have to wait until next time. So until then, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider subscribing. Remember to take care of yourselves, don't play with explosives, or more specifically, don't let Lum play with explosives, and have a good day.